Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire. Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So continuing with discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 12, Creation of the Kumaras and Others, text number 43 onwards. So Maitreya Muni is further speaking to Vidurji. Vaikhanasa Valkilya Udambara Fenapapane Nyase Kutichakaha Purvam Bhavodo Hans Nishkriyo. The four divisions of retired life are the Vaikhansas, Valkilyas, Adambaras and Phenops. The four divisions of the renounced order of life are the Kutichaks, Bahavodas, Hansas and Nishkriyas. All these were manifested from Brahma. These will be described much in detail later on. So here just the names are given. The Varnashram Dharma, or the institution of the four divisions and orders of social and spiritual life, is not a new invention of the modern age, as proposed by the less intelligent. It's an institution established by Brahma from the beginning of the creation. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Chatur Varnyam Maya Srishtam, and Krishna said he established this system of Varna and Ashram. And so this has been in existence from the very beginning, means the human beings are in existence from the very beginning. And not just the human beings, the civilized human beings, because you cannot have Brahmins and Kshatriyas and Vaishyas and Shudras, Sannyasi, Brahmachari, Vanprasth and Grihast without civilized human beings. So civilized human beings, civilization all over the universe has been there since the beginning of creation. So modern historians, they don't believe in all this, but this is what the scriptures say. Text 44. Anvikshiki Traivarta Dandani Tistathavacha Evam Vyaharateyaschasan Pranavo Hiyasya Daha. The science of logical argument, the Vedic goals of life, and also law and order, moral codes, and the celebrated hymns, Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha, all became manifested from the mouths of Brahma. And the Pranav Omkar was manifested from his heart. So see here, Shloka says they become manifest from the mouth of Brahma. And the Pranav Omkar was manifested from his heart. But they were not created by Brahmaji. They are created by Krishna. Tasyoshni gasi lomabhyo gayatri cha tvacho vivo trishtum masat snuto anuštubja gatyasthana prajapatihe. Thereafter, the art of literary expression, Ushnik, was generated from the hairs on the body of the Almighty Prajapati. The principal Vedic hymn, Gayatri, was generated from the skin, Trishtup from the flesh, Anushtup from the veins, and Jagati from the bones of the Lord of the living entities. Majjaya pankirutpanna brihati pranato abhavat. The art of writing verse, Pankti, became manifested from the bone marrow, and that of Brihati, another type of verse, was generated from the life breath of the Lord of the living entities. So from every single part of the body of Brahmaji, something is getting generated or manifested. Sparshastasya bhavajiva swarodeh udahrita Ushmanam indriyani ahurantasthabalamatmanah swarah saptu viharena bhavanti sma prajapate. Brahma's soul was manifested as a touch alphabets, his body as a vowels, his senses as a sibilant alphabets, his strength as a intermediate alphabets, and his sensual activities as a 7 notes of music. In Sanskrit, there are 13 vowel and 35 consonants. The vowels are a, I, U, ra, le, a. No, not ra. Re, ro, le, a, I, o, ow. And the consonants are ka, kha, ga, gha, etc. Amongst the consonants, the first 25 letters are called the sparshas. There are also 4 antasthas of the ushmas. There are the 3 S's called talavya, murdhanya, and dantya. The musical notes are sare, gama, pada, ni, and all these sound vibrations are originally called Shabda Brahma, or spiritual sound. It is said, therefore, that Brahma was created in the Mahakalpa as an incarnation of spiritual sound. The Vedas are spiritual sound, and therefore there is no need of material interpretation for the sound vibration of the Vedic literature. The Vedas should be vibrated as they are, although they are symbolically represented with letters which are known to us materially. In the ultimate issue, there is nothing material because everything has its origin in the spiritual world. The material manifestation is therefore called illusion in the proper sense of the term. For those who are realized souls, there is nothing but spirit. So, one thing that spiritual sound, when it says spiritual sound, the Sanskrit language, so that's why it's called Deva Bhasha, Sanskrit language. So in the spiritual world, they speak Sanskrit. Of course, in Braj, that's a different language they speak over there. It's not Sanskrit, it's the Braj Bhasha. Just like in Ayodhya, they are speaking Avadhi. Even in the spiritual Ayodhya, because this Ayodhya is a reflection of the, or it is a, no, I won't say reflection, it's an expansion of original Ayodhya. And same thing about Braj. Just like in Navadvip, Mayapur, they speak Bengali. So in spiritual Navadvip also, they must be speaking Bengali. Shabda Brahmatma Manastasya Vyaktatatmanah Paraha Brahma Bhati Vitato Nana Shakti Ubramhipaha. Brahma is a personal representation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as a source of transcendental sound and is therefore above the conception of manifested and unmanifested. Brahma is the complete form of the absolute truth and is invested with multifarious energies. The post of Brahma is the highest responsible post within the universe, and it is offered to the most perfect personality of the universe. Sometimes the Supreme Personality of Godhead has to become Brahma when there is no suitable living entity to occupy the post. In the material world, Brahma is a complete representation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and transcendental sound, pranav, comes from him. He is therefore invested with multifarious energies, from which all the demigods like Indra, Chandra, and Varuna are manifested. His transcendental value is not to be minimized, even though he exhibited a tendency to enjoy his own daughter. There is a purpose for the exhibition of such a tendency by Brahma, and he is not to be condemned like an ordinary living being. So Brahmaji's post is very, very exalted. It's the topmost post in the material universe. And later on, we'll see, it is mentioned in Bhagavatam that If a person, if a living entity, for 100 lifetimes, he follows the rules of Varnashram system perfectly, he becomes eligible to take up the post of Brahma in the next universe. So 100 lifetimes. It's not easy. So Brahmaji has to be that qualified. That much qualification is required. And also he has to be a devotee of the Lord. So then one can become Brahma. And according to one, I don't want to say philosophy, some place it is written that every living entity, when they fall from the spiritual world, because the living entity is very pure when they fall, it just he has some desire, that's it. Otherwise, he is very pure. So every living entity, when he falls down into the material world, he takes up the position of Brahma. And then he falls down further. So we, according to that philosophy, we were all Brahmas at a given time, at some point of time. And then we fell down further. Tato aparam upadaya sasargaya manodade. Thereafter, Brahma accepted another body in which sex life was not forbidden, and thus he engaged himself in the matter of further creation. In his former body, which was transcendental, affection for sex life was forbidden, and Brahma therefore had to accept another body to allow himself to be connected with sex. He thus engaged himself in the matter of creation. His former body transformed into fog, as previously described. So his former body that in which he only thought of sex life, it became fog. Means he had to get rid of that body, that subtle body. Now he accepted another body because Brahmaji is in charge of the mode of passion, and he has to do the creation as service to the Supreme Lord. So he accepted another body. Rishinam bhuri viryanam api sargam vistritam gyatva tadhrite bhuyash chintayamas kaurava. O son of the Kurus, when Brahma saw that in spite of the presence of sages of great potency, there was no sufficient increase in population, he seriously began to consider how the population could be increased. So as we saw earlier, he had 4 Kumaras, then Shiva, Rudras. But Rudras, he told, because they were creating this population in the mode of ignorance, he told them, okay, you go and you do your meditation, and we'll call you when your need is there. And then he had 10 sages. We saw the names. Last one was Narad Muni. But he was still thinking there is no sufficient increase in population. So now he was thinking how to increase that. Text 51. Aho adbhut metan me vyapritasyapi nityada nahi dhante prajanunam devam atra vighatakam. Brahma thought to himself, alas, it is wonderful that in spite of my being scattered all over, there is still insufficient population throughout the universe. There is no other cause for this misfortune but destiny. Evam yukta kritastasya devam chavekshatastada kasya rupam abhuta dvedha yat kayam abhichakshate. While he was thus absorbed in contemplation and was observing the supernatural power, 2 other forms were generated from his body. They are still celebrated as a body of Brahma. 2 bodies came out from the body of Brahma. One had a mustache and the other had swollen breasts. No one can explain the source of their manifestation, and therefore, until today, they are known as Kayam, or the body of Brahma, with no indication of their relationship as a son or daughter. And I believe, if I'm not wrong, this is what are called Adam and Eve in Christian or Islamic tradition. Tabhyam rupa vibhagabhyam mithunam samapadyat. The two newly separated bodies united together in a sexual relationship. Yastu tatra pumanso abhunmanu swayam bhuva swarat striyasi chatrupakya mahiyashyasya mahatmanaha. Out of them, the one who had the male form became known as Manu, named as Swayambhuva, and the woman became known as Shatrupa, the queen of the great soul, Manu. Tada mithun dharmena praja hi idhamba bhuvire. Thereafter, by sex indulgence, they gradually increased generations of population, one after another. स चापि शतरूपायं पत्यान्य अजीजनत् प्रियवृत्तोतानपादो तिस्रा कन्याश्च भारत आकुतिर्देवहूतिश्च प्रसूतिरिति सत्तमः. O son of Bharat, in due course of time, he, Manu, begot in Shatrupa 5 children, 2 sons, Priyavrat, Uttanpa, 3 daughters, Akuti, Devuti, and Prasuti. Akutim ruche pradat kardammayatu madhyamam dakshayad prasutim cha yatapuritam jagat. The father Manu handed over his first daughter Akuti to the sage Ruchi, the middle daughter Devahuti to the sage Kardam, and the youngest Prasuti to Daksha. From them all the world filled with population. The history of the creation of the population of the universe is given herewith. Brahma is the original living creature in the universe, from whom were generated the Manu, Swayambhuva, and his wife Shatrupa. From Manu, 2 sons and 3 daughters were born, and from them all the population in different planets has sprung up until now. Therefore, Brahma is known as the grandfather of everyone and the personality of Godhead. Being the father of Brahma is known as the great grandfather of all living beings. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. You are the Lord of the air, the supreme justice, Yama, the fire, the Lord of rains. You're the moon and you're the great grandfather. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you again and again. So this is what Arjuna told Krishna. So there we complete this chapter 12. So we'll start chapter 13 tomorrow. So I just wanted to say, so Swayambhuva Manu and his wife Shatrupa. So they had 2 sons and 3 daughters. So sons were Priyavrat and Uttanpad, and 3 daughters, Akuti, Devhuti, and Prasuti. And from Uttanpad came Prahlad Maharaj. So it's all in the family actually. Priyavrat and Uttanpad, we'll read about Priyavrat also. There's so many descendants. And Akuti, Devhuti, Prasuti, they married to Ruchi, Kardamuni, and Prasuti married Daksha. So Prasuti married Daksha. From them, Sati was born. Sati was married to Shiva, and Devhuti to Kardam. Lord Kapil Dev was born from them, and so many daughters. And Akuti to sage Ruchi, and so many other generations. So just imagine when this family get together must be happening. Wonderful family get together because everybody is in the family. All the incarnations of the Lord, Shivji is there, everybody is there. And they're getting together with the great grandfather, Brahmaji being there. Wow, What a family. So anyway, we'll stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thought just came into my mind that the family get together. What you was just we were discussing was the Pitama, and the entire family will be there. Nowadays, this concept of me and my children, they should they should hear all these kind of what kind of family they started. Sab kuch hua. And where are we heading now is just me, my husband, and my children. That's all.
Yeah, the families are becoming nucleus families now.
And how is it started? It's shrinking nowadays.
Yeah.
Sad, Prabhuji.
Kids want their independence.
Yeah.
Parents want their independence.
Parents, I don't say their independence, but the kind of air is going on is like parents also don't want to be a part of those ka jhagada and everything.
Yeah.
They just go and enjoy your life. Yeah. But if we go back and see the history, see how big the family has started. Five children, and everybody was together.
Yeah.
I think end of the day, me and my husband will be there. No children.
Yeah, सब बच्चे चले जाएंगे अपने अपने घर.
I know. And I've noticed another thing, Prabhuji. आजकल लोग ना, relationship also बताने में भी they feel shy about it. This is my mother-in-law, this is my father-in-law. Day by day, we're just, I don't know where we're heading.
Yep.
Our society is heading, I don't know. Family concept is going down.
So if we have Krishna as a part of family, then he doesn't go away anywhere.
I know.
And if you have Laddu Gopal, then he remains Laddu Gopal forever. He doesn't grow up either.
Anyway, thank you very much, Prabhuji. It was quite a night.
Any other question or comment? So we'll stop here. You all have a wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.